Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Mo. Today is episode 10. Glad to have you guys here.
Yep.
Of course, doing the money shot as always, boys. Make sure to take yours at home. It's a Friday night.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
I just want to say congratulations on your last day of work.
Yes,
boys.
sir.
Feels good.
Yep. And if you're listening on any other platform, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you're listening on, isn't live, come join us live next Friday, 7 p.m. every Friday.
Taking
Trying to
3
get
shots,
sponsored by
huh?
G Fuel.
Yes. I like this one. This one's good.
Skylar, can you do the testing real quick?
Yeah.
Can you test both cameras and see if anything is blocking? We got a mega episode, so you know we had to have tons of food on the table.
No, everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Even if I move this
Israel
shit.
isn't blocked.
If I
Alright,
move
for
it
sure.
here, is it still good?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, for sure. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about today for episode 10 is going to be something that I think everyone should know about. I think most people have kind of like stumbled across it to some extent, but I think everyone should know about it because it's world stuff, right?
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. What do you know Saudi Arabia for? As an American.
Money.
Oil.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's it.
gonna
Terrorism.
represent a small nitpick group of America. Nothing, because I'm stupid.
I mean, like most Americans, you can agree, would probably have a negative view on Saudi Arabia because, it's war-ridden. They blow up our towers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Inside job.
it's crazy to say that Saudi Arabia within the next couple years, within the next decade, might be a top country, GDP-wise, top country to go to for tourism, anything like that. So basically what Saudi Arabia is doing, we've already discussed this in length, they have a vision. It's called Vision 2030. It's done by their crown prince. He's the chairman of it. Of course, they have all their oil princes. Billions of dollars Saudi Arabia has. Keep in mind. Billions of dollars. So this Vision 2030, in brief, you could research Vision 2030. They have an entire website if you want to look at all the stuff, right? There's like a 40-page PDF I read. The thing to look at, right, for this is going to be they want themselves to be considered a top 10 country. GDP, living, health-wise, anything. They want to be top 10. Keep in mind, right now, they're ranked about 40th. So they have quite a distance to go. But I think with this Vision 2030, if they can do it, insane. Because the stuff that we're going to be going over today is nutty. It's actually mind-boggling. It's actually futuristic stuff.
And honestly, I don't even think it's going to be like, if they do this right, they're going to be the leading front in innovation, in my opinion.
100%.
Like,
I agree.
It might even be more than top 10. It's probably going to be like top 3.
I mean, if I'm not wrong, look at Dubai.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's United. That's a little bit lower, but that's the same region.
Okay.
It's just basically what they want to do. Dubai's a good point. Everything that you're going to see here is Dubai. They're making they're making 7 Dubais is what they're doing basically with all different purposes. Insane. We'll get to the pictures in a second. Why is this not going away?
I heard they're not worth billions, but like trillions, but they're not
Oh,
disclosing
for sure.
that kind of
100%. Like,
Yo,
they're
the
definitely
The
trillions.
House of Saud just looks so dope.
Oh, yeah.
When they walk out,
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, that's just brothers along, walking together, rich as fuck. I mean,
Yeah. It's disgusting. So basically, the projects we're going to be going over today, there are 4 mega projects that we're going to be going over today. They're going to be done by this company, NEOM, or it's just NEOM. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be an acronym or not. Basically, the chairman of this company is the crown prince. So this is a company owned by Saudi Arabia, basically, and they're basically redoing what it says to be a tourist destination.
Yeah.
You think America, New York City ain't gonna have shit on this?
The Big Apple.
No.
This ain't gonna have nothing on this stuff that
It's
we're gonna be going
crazy.
over. Because these aren't the thing with New York City, right? Like, oh, it's a great city, but like it's an actual city.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna show you guys these pictures. These aren't cities, dude.
No.
These are like alien planets on Earth. Okay.
What?
So let's go over a few. So we'll start with the line. This is the most famous one, so this is what we're going to start with. This is the first picture. So basically what you're looking at here, if you follow the cursor, this is the line The mirror. This isn't the line. This is the line.
Yeah.
So what is the line? I have some dimensions, and then I want you to talk about it because you've went a little bit more in depth with it, I think. Basically, what the line is, the goal: 0 emissions, 0 cars in this thing, 0 emissions. It's supposed to be 100% renewable energy. I want you guys to guess how long this thing is, like distance.
10 miles.
I can't because I looked into this, so I can't. I can't participate.
10 miles.
How much was it?
If I remember, I think it was like, what is it, 60 kilometers or something?
200.
Oh, I was wrong. No, I think it's 60 kilometers up, maybe then.
Yes, it was. It was
Okay,
6
that's what it
kilometers
was.
up.
Yeah.
106 miles long.
Yeah.
This thing. 106 miles long. 106 miles. Do you know how long 106 miles is?
It's freaking
Keep in mind
massive.
they're doing everything in kilometers and meters. I converted it because we're American
Yeah.
brain deads. So we're
Using the metric
then-
system.
But what's crazy to think about, right? It's only 600 feet wide. 600 feet wide. So you're like, how does this work? Basically, it's a vertical city. In the middle, there's parks, there's public transport. But on the sides, there's apartments. They want 9 million people to be living in this thing.
Which is possible.
And the goal is for you to never have to leave. You will never leave. You will be stuck here,
That's on
basically.
some utopia
What's the
type
twist
stuff.
to this?
It's actual utopia.
What?
Yeah, you want to hear the twist? This isn't some fantasy. This already started construction. You can look at
Yeah.
it on Google Earth.
What?
This already
They
started.
paved the flat. I think they're starting
Yep.
the foundation. They've already cleared stuff out.
They already are started. This isn't
Yeah.
just some fantasy that they're not going to.
It's happening.
Because when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, that's never happening.
So what's the reflecting walls for?
I'm assuming.
What does it do?
I'm not exactly. I'm assuming it's purely so that it's not like. It's basically if you look at it from, say, this other part of Saudi Arabia over here across the sea, it looks like there's nothing there because it just looks like more land because it's just reflective. That's my thought. It doesn't take away from like the actual landscape.
Yeah. If I remember, I could be wrong. If I remember, again, I forgot my notes, unfortunately. That part of it actually helps with ventilations and stuff. The way it's constructed and everything helps with ventilation.
True, because
so
it
it's
would
not like so
reflect the
hot
light.
and everything.
Okay,
and,
yeah,
you know.
true.
So it actually has a purpose for it being like that.
True.
But also, it's kind of dope.
I didn't even think about
It's
that.
kind
Yeah,
of
the
dope.
reflective
Kinda.
wouldn't allow the heat
Yeah.
to be brought in, basically.
I'm gonna let you finish talking about before I say what I want to say, because I might say something you.
Basically, everything is accessible within 5 minutes. Like you could take public transport. It says it's 20 minutes from one end to the other side is this public transport system. So it'd take you 20 minutes, which is kind of crazy to think about. 106 miles in 20 minutes. But also, everything is accessible within 5 that you'll need.
What kind of one world government are they trying to form?
That's what I'm saying. So like you have, stores within your 5-minute walk. You have parks. You have running routes, anything like that within your job, 5 minutes, anything.
The other thing about it is that, I mean, this is 100% possible to have all those people in there. It's a 3-dimensional type way of living. But everything is AI automated.
Yep.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah, everything is AI.
But part of this project, if I remember correctly, this is going to actually allow for more income for the people themselves to have because you're not wasting money on cars, parking, fuel, or anything like that. But the fact that everything is AI based, within 5 minutes walking distance, you can take a train or whatever it is, there's public transportation, 20 minutes to get to the other end. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hearing nothing about the gym being there, so I'm picturing Wall-E right now.
True.
That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
It's cool. I'm not gonna lie.
This picture to me, of course, these pictures that we're looking at are completely renderings. They are not real, obviously.
Yeah.
This looks like the Maze Runner. I don't know if you've ever seen the Maze Runner movie. This is what the maze looks like. That's terrifying. There's gonna be like stupid spider things in there or something, but insane. This is another thing that you're gonna see within all these 4 projects that we go over. Saudi Arabia is going to lead AI by the end of this decade.
Yeah.
If their goals go through, they will lead AI, no doubt.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you're seeing all of this, by the way?
Yeah.
What do you think so far about the line?
This is this one's trippy.
Yeah.
It does look like a maze runner. Like the walls are gonna shift on you and everything.
It's literally vertical living. It's like living in like a hotel, but like all there is different rooms.
Yeah.
It's like you're in a hallway.
And honestly, now that I bring up the whole up situation thing, I'm genuinely wondering, okay, because I don't think there's any hotels or anything for like guests, I guess.
This is civilization.
Yeah, civilization based. However, my question, because this thing, you can take this and really go south with it, like really create up with it. Not up, I mean Wally with it. Like cut them off of like actual information and stuff.
Yeah.
And you just have this utopia of a place.
That's
And
what
people know nothing.
But I don't
about
think
what's
that's
going
the
on.
goal with
But
this.
yeah, it's not the goal. But I'm just saying, like, if you wanted to, you really could.
I think this is just supposed to be the future of cities. Like, this
Yeah.
isn't supposed to be like some utopia. It's not its own government.
yeah, no.
This is just part of Saudi Arabia. It's its own city. Like, you could choose to live here, basically, and you work, you do all that sort of thing.
I think it also is supposed to help, like, nature wise and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be better for us, so we're not like destroying it or we're just working around it with it for once instead of against it.
Yeah.
Which
This
is
is that's
actually
why
crazy.
zero emissions. That's why
Yep.
it's green, that sort of thing.
Oh.
It's supposed to be 100% clean. So that's the line. The next two we're gonna go over is actually tourist destinations. So this is actual tourism. The first we'll go over this one. This is Sindala. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Rich boy land.
This is an island that they want to build in the Red Sea. They want to build this island. And essentially all it is a high-end tourist destination. There's no actual living here. There's yacht clubs, massive golf course, anything that you would consider luxury, like multiple high-end hotels. This, to me, this is Dubai, but in water. Because, like, this is just
Dubai is-
high-end tourism. Like, people live in Dubai. Like, there's certain parts, but, like, this is just the luxury part of Dubai. Extremely expensive. You own a yacht if you come here, basically. That's the thing. Whoops. That's the thing. You have to own a yacht. Like, that sort of thing. This is
Rich
like...
boy club. It's rich boy club.
This is
basically.
actually rich boy. This is yacht club. This
college
is yacht
and
club type beat. Like, this is insane. They want to build this island entirely.
And on one note, I just thought about this. Let me work there. Imagine how much they workers finna get paid.
Yeah.
Golly, I want to be a bag boy for this place.
How are you
Let me be a bag boy.
How are you even
Ballet.
supposed to get in here? Do they have, like, boats?
Yeah.
Like, that
I'm
bring over the
assuming-
workers? Like,
I'm
how does
assuming
this
you
happen?
have
Or
to.
there's no jet landing for it to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they legit have to bring boats. Maybe there's... I mean, the Red Sea isn't massive, but it is big. But, like, they would just bring boats over it. Wouldn't like, you don't need
I
to
would
fly
assume.
there because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But insane. Absolutely insane.
Every worker gets their own jet ski.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like... It's crazy to think about. This goes into the whole thing. Dubai wants to take down oil from 80% of their economy to 20%. And they want to raise entertainment and tourism. So this is one of their ways, right? They want to stop oil. They want to get away from oil because they know oil is very limited, and the demand of it as time goes on is going to go lower because everything's going green. There won't be a demand for oil in 10 years.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do? Allow their entire country to go downhill?
Nope.
So that's Sindala.
Which they're geniuses for what they're doing. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, this is the most boring one in my opinion.
Oh yeah, but it's still beautiful.
I'll probably never visit that.
My favorite.
Yeah, this is my favorite too. So this is Trojena. I don't know how to pronounce it. This is insane.
Yeah.
So the first time, it took me a second to realize what I was looking at. This is a river with a dam. This is a dam holding in this water. The city's back here.
Yeah.
This is like a lake. It
This
took
was
me.
my favorite
It took
one.
me so long to figure out what I was looking at. I'm gonna give it a stack.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
Looks like a base in Mars.
Yeah,
Actually.
literally. This looks like some.
Actually.
This looks like some. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is alien civilization on Earth.
It's so.
This is insane. I don't know what this pink is back here. I
It's,
do know what it is. I
go
think.
for it.
What was it? What do you think it is?
I'm pretty sure, if I remember from the because if I remember correctly, up here is going to be where the nature reserve is. Back
Yeah.
there. Okay, no, back there is the it's like this archway. It's the gateway to the place.
Okay, yeah.
And it's trippy to look at. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's so many dimensional. I don't know what they.
So this is civilization mixed with tourism to an extent. This is supposed to be less high end than Sindala, but this is supposed to be like more of a tourism, just like place to hang out. Basically, this is a seasonal destination, they call it. They have a spring, summer, fall, and winter season. and they do different things here depending on what season it is. So in the fall, for example, fall is all wellness. They have different reserves. You can like nature reserves, yoga classes, like different discovery. They have science fairs going on and stuff during the fall. It's all health and wellness based.
Oh.
Winter, music festivals, art festivals, snowboarding, skiing, that sort of thing here. Spring comes along, triathlons, biking, cycling, running, all that sort of thing here.
We're still in the desert, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, the lake itself is man-made, of course.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the seasons, though. How are they going to do that?
Well, where it's located... I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm not going to finish that.
No,
I can't.
no.
Go ahead.
It's located in these mountains, so it still gets snow. It's like, the Mount Charleston's technically a desert still, but, it still gets snow and stuff. And then in the summer, they want music festivals, culture festivals. They want, like, entire, kind of tours to show you Saudi Arabian culture and Muslim culture. Insane, dude. So you can come here during the summer, get a history lesson on the history of Saudi Arabia, and then go watch Rolling Loud down the street.
Actually.
Literally.
Like, bro, I mean, I doubt they let Rolling Loud because I doubt they allow marijuana, but you know what I mean. Like, you can go see a music festival, like Beyonce's performing or some shit.
Yeah.
Insane.
So, the other thing is, like, with their lake, of course, I'm not sure if you mentioned it. Like, they legitimately have lake-based events and stuff as entertainment. Like, you can I think it's like jet ski, stuff like that, paragliding. I already pointed up here towards the top where you kind of see the bridge. That, if I remember correctly, kind of up over here. If I remember correctly, up there is going to be their nature reserve. I can't remember what their tower. It's a tower little area. I can't remember what it's for. I can't remember. I think the one kind of above Trojena where it says that. I think that's the viewing area. I don't remember what's that one right there. I don't remember what that is. But if you look at the houses, they kind of look like mushrooms on the mountain. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But their houses is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I wish you could zoom in on it, but I don't know how to describe it. I wanted you to look it up low key, but I don't know if you can right now. But they have houses. They have a high end mansion available. They have hotels available. It's like you said. They mix tourism with like actual living and stuff, community.
Let me know how this looks on the screen itself because I have it zoomed in. Yeah. So it looks fine. Okay. Now it won't. It should be fine now, ish, if it would load. Anyways, yeah.
But it's kind of like this. If I remember, it's kind of like this like oval type thing, but it's like open glass type in the middle. It's really crazy and weird.
This is
but
a
like,
throwback.
I love it.
Episode 1.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if I ever love that.
Insane, like that.
Holy. There you go. Those rats are forever buff though. I love it. Shoot.
Is it
Trojan?
Is it here maybe?
Yeah, they should show you like the different pictures, districts, and what
This is the website, by the way. It's neom.com if you want to look.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
There's
it's
like
a
tanks and shit.
year-round skiing, by the way.
Yeah.
Because of where it's located. I guess like on one of the mountains, just year-round skiing, no matter what. That's the entrance part that you see in the purple. That's the gateway. That part looks dope.
What?
That's the gateway to this whole
That
place.
is crazy.
Yeah.
I can't show
Not
video,
that
but...
one. Where is it? They should have pictures of it.
That's the bottom.
Go up a bit.
Maybe it's here.
No. Yeah,
Oh.
those are the houses. That
That's
looks
crazy.
insane, bro. They look beautiful.
That's
Yeah, they
insane.
do.
I would love to live there. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I legitimately want to live there. I'm gonna buy me a house and let me invest. I'm gonna invest in this.
Boom, boom, boom.
Because I believe they can pull this off. I genuinely think they can.
If they've already started construction on the line, I think the line is the craziest one
Yeah.
they're doing. So if they've already started construction on the line,
Like, all these other ones are very possible. But the line is the
Yeah.
most craziest, ambitious one they have.
yeah. So maybe that's why they're starting on it first.
Yeah.
But
I think that's what even the Crown Prince was talking about. Like, it's the most crazy ambitious goal, but it shows their determination.
Yeah, that could be
and
done.
strength of their people.
The only one that kind of weirds me out is the first one. Is it called The Line?
Yeah.
that compacted area.
Yeah,
full
I
of
mean,
9 million people.
I'm assuming there's ways they're going about dealing with mental health and stuff. Because, like,
You have to.
Could you imagine? That's basically a prison.
Yeah.
Like, you're literally in this thing.
How?
I mean, you can
Why?
definitely leave. I'm sure there's free will. I'm sure you can leave. But
Of course. But
just waking up every day and you go outside and you see the door of your neighbor across the street and all there is underneath you is like a fall because it's vertical.
And you have to have something for mental health, actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Because if you trapped in this place and all it takes one bad thought, you say, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah.
No, you need that.
Yeah.
But no, you can leave definitely because I remember them. Like I remember looking at it. They're talking about it's like X amount of like distance away from like lakes and stuff like that if you want to go visit and stuff like that. So
yeah,
you definitely can leave. It's not a prison, but
all right. So
what's stopping them from doing it?
Moving on to the last one. This is called Oxagon. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what their
Oxagon
obsession is
crazy.
with shape. Shapes.
Yeah.
This is Oxagon. Okay. 100% clean. This is an actual city. So we're back to actual cities.
Mm-hmm.
You could read all this stuff. Like they want a 90,000 per population. They want 13 per. They want to build it in the Suez Canal. I think that's how you pronounce Suez. I don't know how to pronounce that, but
I don't know what you looked at me.
13% of the global trade. So they want to build it in this canal, basically, so that global trade has to go through the city. 100% clean energy, largest floating structure in the world, that sort of thing.
imagine the wave just coming.
And
Wiping them out.
what they
Listen,
want is
dang, that's messed up.
they want every single job to be in here, basically, to be all innovation jobs. This is where I think Saudi Arabia is going to go way above everyone else in AI because they want almost every single job in this entire joint to be AI driven. Like everyone's researching AI, they're using AI to their best advantage, using robots, that sort of thing. To like their entire shut up, dog. God damn it. You're doing so well. They want their entire city to be driven on AI. And they want their entire scientific base of their entire country basically in this thing.
Yeah.
Developed in the city.
You see, this right here is where things get scary, in my opinion, for the Western world. If you do not figure out a way, a crazy ambitious way to start innovating and changing things, Saudi Arabia, like if you don't know what BRICS is, like Saudi is a part of this BRICS thing. I'm not gonna go too into it or whatever. They are going to destroy the U.S., like the rest of the world, entirely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I think they'll just outperform America.
Oh, they're gonna
won't ever. They won't.
We're
I
gonna
don't think.
freaking tank
Yeah.
in a second.
You know,
I feel like that's what I feel.
I don't think they won't. They won't come over here and kill us.
Oh, no,
what
that's
they'll
not what I'm
do
saying,
is our
you know.
economy will tank.
Yeah.
Because, like, there won't be anything that we provide.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if they're doing that, and China is also with their TikTok, influencing their youth to, become astronauts, become scientists, and all this, what is the U.S. gonna? It's just falling behind.
Yeah.
That's all.
Granted, there's a lot of geopolitical people that say China has 10 more years left and they're off the earth. Like they're gonna kill themselves, basically. There's a bunch of
all the
geopolitical
riots.
people. I haven't went into it. I don't want to go into that because
Yeah,
I haven't researched it.
Yeah.
But I do know there's a bunch of geopolitical scientists and stuff that say China has 10 more years left and they're done.
Yeah.
Because they've basically went too far. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they're irredeemable at this point.
And now I'm gonna clarify. I meant what you were saying. Like economically, they're gonna destroy us.
Yeah.
I don't mean they're gonna come over here and just start bombing the hell out of us. I don't mean that. That's not what I mean. I mean like they're going to like economically we're going to tank if we don't start something now.
Yeah.
In which case, we're going to. Because last week, we didn't want to talk about this last week because it's more of a bigger topic and whatever. I gave everybody an assignment, a little project to create of our own in inspiration of Vision 2030 for Saudi. In which case, whichever one you guys want to start first, I'll kind of go over the little guideline here. So let me go ahead and pull it up. The guideline I gave them it's not too. I don't think it was too strict or anything, right?
No.
So there's more that goes into Saudi Arabia than the buildings that you've seen. Saudi 2030 is like it includes power plants, everything like It's so in depth, but if you want to
Yeah.
look at it, just look it up on your own. Just look up Vision, like Saudi Vision 2030. You'll find it easily.
Yeah.
So they could choose to create either a energy-based plant, but not like a plant you go out the ground. I hope you know what I mean by that. You can choose to create a city, a community, town, island, harbor, ship, or redesign something already existing. Now, the 4 guidelines you had to follow was you must have at least one renewable energy. You have to list at least one main source of revenue, as well as listing a primary function and at least one futuristic feature. Now, optional, you can tell us about the destination, ideally where you want it and like how the structure may look. So, which one do y'all want to start first?
I'll start. Let's do it.
Let's go.
I'll
So
go last, by
the
way.
island
Okay.
that I'm doing, I call it the Forever Dream.
Ooh.
Right. It's a party island, okay? Has discos in it.
Uh-huh.
All right, and what I mean by that is it's filled with LED light lasers. So it looks great from afar, but when you get up close to it, it's like a dreamland.
Okay.
So the kind of energy that I'm going to have, I'm a gambling man, so I'm gonna go with a power plant. You know, it can blow up on me. That's okay. So
Are you talking fusion energy like we were discussing the other week, or are you talking nuclear?
if
Ooh.
if they came out, you know, more with the fusion energy, then of course the fusion. But we're doing nuclear for now,
Okay.
so that means if man messes up, bye land. That's fallout. All right. So the primary function is to look attractive from afar. So you know, you go on a boat, you circle it, it looks really nice. It's LED lasers, just pew 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 pew. You know, just all around. So you come in a boat, you leave on a water hovered ship. That's a futuristic. So it's basically just a ship on water.
Okay.
Isn't the ship already on water?
Yeah, that's
That's
what I'm
why.
saying. It's like, okay.
It's futuristic.
Okay.
So you come here for a good time, looking at all the LED laser lights. Fun fact, if you stare at the sun for 5 minutes, there are so many benefits in there.
True. I agree.
Yeah, I did it as a child all the time, man. Staring competitions
All right.
and everything.
So the reason into this,
Yeah.
I was inspired by this really great man. He's called Mr. Monopoly.
Oh, I got so scared.
He has this
I got so scared.
He has this
I got so
mustache.
scared.
The hat he goes
No.
with it. You
I
know,
thought this was the end of Mo.
he's an inspiration to me. All right. And the reason I'm going to put this island next to the U.S. so it's a knockoff of the U.S.
Okay.
That's my
So
reason behind it.
you're its own thing. You're not owned by the U.S.
No.
Where's it at?
Next to the U.S.
I know, but like where? You in the Gulf? Of
I didn't go that
Mexico?
far.
You Pacific? You Atlantic? Where
I
you
want to
at?
go Pacific,
All right.
next to North Korea.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
You just set up ship right outside North Korea.
There you go.
This is the life you could be living if you didn't live in North Korea.
That is so messed up.
All right.
Oh my god. Okay. I guess I'll go. So I decided to make a city. My city's name is Tempest. If you don't know what Tempest means, I hope you do. It means like a wild windstorm, stormy wind. You know what I mean. Anyways, so Tempest, we're going real ambitious here, real futuristic, is a floating city between North America and Europe in the North Atlantic Ocean, right? So by using fusion energy, which will, like I said, we're looking more futuristic with it. So by using the fusion energy, you know, it's going to be our main source of energy for the power and everything. Tempest also uses, the reason why it's able to float is going to use a modified version of atmospheric breathing electric propulsion. Otherwise,
Explain.
Lost me, bro.
I'm going to explain it. Hold on. Otherwise known as air breathing electric propulsion. In other words, it's the stuff like when spacecrafts and stuff, they use it to orbit Earth and everything like that. It's just, it's not necessarily fuel based. It uses things around the atmosphere and everything like that to fuel it.
It
If
just
I explain it
pushes,
the best
basically.
way. Yeah. So that's why you have to modify a bit to work with Earth atmosphere. You know what I mean? So, what was I? So it can keep the city based off that. It keeps the city suspended for a month before it has to relocate to one of its 4 harbors to regain power and everything like that, sufficient things that it needs. All the systems can cool down and relax a little bit, breathe, you know. What was I? Tempest is also, just in case, is equipped with ocean filtered water tanks for water propulsion and emergency propellers to lower the city safely into the water in case of emergencies. If that was to ever happen, all 4 harbors are equipped with something I decided, I don't know how to pronounce this. Oh God. Arcis or Arcus, whatever the two system, which are water propulsion based ships to guide the city back to one of the harbors in order for it to have maintenance or whatever happened so it can be able to maintain afloat again, right? That's a little information about the city. Now, the main function of the city is just to create a place for innovation, right? So, it's a place for the best and most inspiring minds to meet, to create things, as well as it being a symbol of the future and possibilities owned by no government. So the way it's placed, just a little bit more detail where it's placed, is towards kind of where Canada, a little bit under Greenland. So it's like kind of in the middle of all that, right?
Above the water.
Above the water. Floating above the water. Not above any land or anything. Floating above the water. Tempest consists of many homes where both modern and futuristic meet. Apartments look like waves with yacht-inspired hotels for the guests. Jam-packed with entertainment, stages, concerts. Inside stadiums for sports. So if you ever decided the Super Bowl in a floating city, that'd be kind of hard.
True.
What was I? For sports, community-based events, races, and competitions. And then here in the Eye of the Storm, which is also the other name for the center of the city, we call it the Eye of the Storm because Tempest, or Eye for short. There would be where all your entertainment things are based, and it will also hold the biggest annual innovation event in the world. That's where everybody comes to show off new things, some really crazy, outlandish, like projects that you're starting on, like the line.
Yep.
Now, what was I? So Tempest itself, no cars at all. Want to encourage more of a healthy lifestyle while improving quality of life things. So retail, grocery stores, and are conveniently placed in walking distance, while rental bike stations are placed about half a mile between each station. So while every store, retail, grocery store, whatever, is within walking distance, for the average residents or guest, is going to be about a mile walk. If you want a bike, it could be a lot easier. But no cars. Get out there. And if you want to go to the Eye of the Storm, which is where all the entertainment stuff is held in the center of the city, then there's a train station willing to take, it's like a bullet train more type station that will take you to the Eye of the Storm. Or if you want to go to the other side of the city, it can take you there too. Just different stops, throughout the city. Now, another thing I had to take into consideration, hurricanes, So, using state-of-the-art weather tracking, the hovering city will always move if it needs to. It will station itself at a certain harbor to avoid any hurricanes or issues with it. In which case, the 4 harbors for it is going to be, how do you pronounce this? Grunavik, I think it is, which is Iceland. Reason why I did that as a harbor is 10 minutes away from Blue Lagoon, which is one of the biggest well-known hot springs. Yep. So again, promoting people to go out, experience the world. So you're not trapped here. Go experience things, right? Which is the idea for all the harbors places. And plus, it allows them to get to the ship if it ever needs to hit water so they can move it quick. It's not like traveling crazy distances. It's fairly close by. The second harbor is going to be in New Hampshire, which is 4 hours, 30 minutes roughly away from New York, and 9 hours, like 13 minutes away from Toronto. Then you have France, which of course, everything with that, then UK as well, which are the 4 harbors. Again, pulling people to go experience different areas of it. If you want to hop on the ship and just stay at the hotel for a while, each harbor is on a rotation. So if you live in like Iceland or whatever, feel free to come over, hop on the ship for like a month or whatever, or just go on a year travel route until you get back to Iceland. That's the main function of it. Main source of revenue and everything is the entertainment.
Yep.
That's my city, Tempest.
I envision it as the Avengers, the battle carrier, the Avengers carrier.
On crack.
That's how I envision it in my head. I think it's just the battle carrier.
Well, the best way I can explain it, of course, this big giant city. You kind of like, it looks like a mountain at the bottom of it, kind of.
Yeah.
And then you're on top, of course, the flat city and everything like that. But again, this is all very futuristic because of the fusion-based energy. That's the only thing that's keeping this whole thing together, basically.
Yeah.
So that's
I think that's pretty fire.
project.
Okay, so I didn't have a project, but I did have a thought that piqued my interest, and I think it would be interesting conversation. We live in a world. Mm-hmm. You live your everyday life being told your phone is bad. Your phone is bad. You shouldn't be on your phone that much. You need to get off your phone, that sort of thing. But everywhere you go, it is impossible to live without your phone. You need your phone to scan menus at restaurants. You need your phone to check into the gym. There is no way to live anymore without your phone, even though everyone is telling you to get off your phone.
Right.
So you need it on you. So it's basically a catch-22. So my thought is, let's say we take maybe a sample size, right?
Okay.
Let's go with the Centennial Hills area in Vegas, right? You know, the northwest area that we're in right now, right? Good amount of people living in it, but it's not massive. It's like a suburb. You take that area, lock it down. You take all phones away. You have everything that you need. How would life change? Do you think people would be happier without it? You have to go to restaurants. You have to actually walk to your friend's house to talk to them. You actually talk to people at restaurants. You actually talk to people. You take public transport, that sort of thing.
I think it would be more of a happy place.
Because that's what I was thinking, right? Like, I was envisioning a city where, like, you know, there's maybe you take Centennial Hills and throw it in the middle of the desert where there's nothing around you. That way there's no walls locking you in necessarily, but you don't have any contact really outside.
Right.
And you just take away all phones. There's still, like, you could watch the news, that sort of thing. You just don't have it on you. I think that alone would spark innovation. People would be happier. People would be more productive just by taking away the phone. You would not even need to add any more technology.
Let me ask you a question, though. I don't know if this is more of a question. So the only thing that I can think of that'll make people generally okay with it at first is if they don't know anything about phones in general. Because just taking it from them in general, like, okay, here you are now, take everything away from you. My first thing is, there's going to be a lot of issues. A lot of people going crazy first. But then eventually, I think after people settle down, eventually, because people are insane, then I think that's when that'll start kicking in. So
maybe do 3 experiments.
Okay.
You do 1, you take a bunch of people that are addicted to their phone.
Yeah.
Like, you find out that they're addicted to their phone.
Yeah.
And you throw them all in this city, see how it happens. Second city, you have the same amount of people, but these people want to get rid of their phones. Say, like, us 3 would be in city 2.
Yep.
Like, we want to get rid of our phones. We don't really want it, and we understand the danger in it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
City 1 that has everyone that is addicted, most of them know the phone's bad, but they still have an addiction to it, right? I think most people understand the phone is very bad. So they have an addiction. City 2 is people like us that want to get rid of their phone. We'd be happier without it. City 3, we just inject like some memory wipe and they have no idea what a phone is.
Men
right?
in Black.
Exactly, some Men in Black thing. So that City 3, because the first 2 cities, you have 2 different people that knew phones existed. City 3 doesn't even have the concept of a phone. You do all 3 experiments, see what happens.
So you're saying with number 3, we're going to be heading back into the past, like 1950s?
Pretty much, I'd say, kind of.
Then let's go back.
I mean, because
True.
No.
True. You didn't make dinner.
Where's my ring?
Yo, we had the exact same thought. That's so bad.
That's not what I'm thinking. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think I could be around for that one. I don't think I could be around.
Finger.
I'm good.
Now, we're gonna be in 1950s. That city's gonna get segregated. There's gonna be 2 sides of that city.
It's gonna get bad. I think it's gonna be. I mean, look what happened with the Renaissance. They didn't have like phones and stuff. Yet they innovation. Well, you know what I mean.
Innovation's at its highest point right now.
Yeah, but like
they were creating art and that sort.
Yeah, so I think people will find different ways to either communicate and express themselves that we never even thought of, with the technology we have today.
Also, part of my experiment: if you try to make something like a phone, you get popped. You just get popped on sight. I mean, I don't see a way around that because, like, if City 3 is addicted to their phone, someone's going to try to make one, and they just get popped.
Say that.
I mean, it's okay. Here's what I think will happen, right?
Yeah.
Alice in Borderland. I swear, if you've seen that, that's exactly what I'm thinking, bro.
Here's what I think will happen. City 3, they'll have a hard time, but they'll end up within a first couple weeks getting over it, right?
Yeah.
City 2, I think is going to be the happiest, maybe the most innovative, right? I think City 3, I go back on my popping point. City 3 is the only thing that if you make a phone, you don't get popped.
I thought it was City 1 that they are addicted.
City 1 is addicted. City 3 is they don't know what a phone is.
City 3 first, that's why.
Oh, okay, my bad. City 1, you get popped. If you try to make a phone because you're addicted to it, you'll be happier without it.
Okay,
That's
There we go. 2, like I said, it's
Happiest,
more you'll be
interactive.
happy, innovative. City 3, the people that don't know what a phone is, they don't get popped if they try to make one. Because I think they'll end up trying to make one. I think the phone was a natural part. Y'all playing footsies over there with the fucking I think City 3 was building the phone is the natural step. Yeah. So if you basically put them back, they'll make a phone.
Yeah. Well, will they make a phone? Will they make something kind of like?
It'd be like the telephone back in the 1930s where.
Well, no, I think that's a discussion from an experiment I didn't get to. Do they even have phones?
Morse code.
I think true. Actually, I think they do have phones. They do have phones, just not touchscreen phones. And they're like landlines. You can't take them anywhere.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking of. Basically, what I'm trying to get rid of in my experiment in my society is a portable electronic device. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some modern, device that you bring around and you're addicted to. I don't think there's an issue with just calling someone on the phone and saying, "Yo, I'm gonna be over at your house." I don't think there's a problem with communication. But yeah, that was my project.
Other issues if you don't have any form of communication.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to okay, let's link up over here. If you don't really know when, you don't have that form of communication.
Yeah, basically what I'm just trying to get at is not having a device that you're constantly looking at.
Yeah.
There's still communication, there's still news, there's still TVs, but you're not bringing it anywhere. You still have to go out of your house and actually act human.
Yeah.
Rather than now, if you go to a restaurant, you go look at the kids that are all 16 out of high school, they're in high school, they went there after school or something. They're all on their phone showing each other memes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Or texting or
something. They're texting their girl or something. It's like, bro, come on.
They're not really interacting with the person.
So that was my project. My project was actually, instead of futuristic, bringing us back. Okay. And seeing how society would improve.
Okay.
I think it would improve dramatically.
Cars or no cars?
Same exact society. Same exact society. There's nothing. Okay. It wasn't like no emissions.
I would be down for having a horse, riding a horse down the street. That would be kind of gas. Horse racing.
Let's bring it back to the Wild West. Fuck it. Let's just go all the way.
A shootout.
Yeah, actually, everyone has a gun. You bump into someone on the street, you have to take 10 paces, and you have 8. You have
I'm not playing fair. I don't got a revolver.
Boom.
I got a revolver. Pull out like an AR-15. You just somehow pull it out from your pants, or like a Tommy gun.
Shoot. No, I'm pulling out a whole 50 cal. I bet. I'm not.
It would be interesting. That brings up a whole nother discussion. Let's say you do a memory wipe, and you make them forget. Yeah. You make them forget, right?
Drop 50 people.
You make them forget, what life was, right? You put them at a specific point in history.
Okay. Ooh.
Let's say you put a city.
Ooh.
You put a city in the Wild West.
Okay.
Do the same events occur? Like, do they take the same steps? Do you, from the Wild West, go more civilized into more of a gang and mob rants? You know, because how I like to think of American history is like you have the Revolution, you have the slavery, then you have like Wild West, even though Wild West and slavery kind of happened at the same time. Then you have industrial mob ran things, like almost the entirety of the early 1900s was all mob, and then you get into now. If you planted someone in the Wild West era, would it end up if you planted a city in that era, would they take the exact same route?
Can we do this ethically, or whatever we're looking for?
Money can do anything. Like, you build a city, like Nuketown. You build a city, but bigger, like Nuketown. You wipe a bunch of people.
Wait a minute, what's going on here?
You wipe a bunch of people, put them all in here, give them horses, saloons, that sort of thing. Do they end up becoming mobsters?
In which case, real quick, I don't know if y'all know this. Wild West was ruled by the females, actually, if I remember correctly.
Well, almost every cowboy, the reason it happened was because of a woman, anyways.
Yeah, like the whole like saloons and everything like that were like the female dance prostitutes, whatever, all ran by females. Like they started that. I didn't even know that until I don't remember if that's 100% true. I think I came across that one day. I can't remember where.
Yeah, because their husbands were cowboys and just had to go out front and shoot the Native Americans. That was their job.
Well,
you can't just say these things.
Show 10. Edward.
Holy. But that's actually pretty good. That's actually a pretty interesting theory or question.
I would say that people would revert back to crowd mentality and do exactly.
Yeah, but to be devil advocate to my own fucking theory, you don't have, say, Henry Ford who introduces cars. You don't have him in this society because without Henry Ford, would cars even be created? I mean, you know, you can go into the whole spiritual thing that when something happens, it was going to happen regardless if they did it or someone else. But anyways, that's my thought.
Because the fact that the possibility that you're the only person, a human being on earth that has this one singular thought is extremely slim to impossible.
Impossible, yeah. I wouldn't say slim, I'd say impossible.
Impossible, yeah.
There is no original thought. There is not an original thought.
Yeah.
Because the same thing that inspired Henry Ford to do it inspired someone else. Henry Ford just had the ability to do it.
No, Henry Ford killed somebody, took it from him.
I mean,
that's true. I don't know. That's true.
I mean, I'm sure there was some very dark black market stuff happening. You know, any big
water engine.
any true. Any big, you know, person, any big invention.
Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, they all have their stolen idea, which means you weren't the only one to think of it.
Newton wasn't the one who had the apple fall on his head. He stole it.
True.
He stole it from somebody.
I don't know.
It was from my dream.
True. Yeah, from your Newton. I forgot.
Yeah, true. Shoot. Anyways, I think I just that's my take on the project thing. Was I decided to go back, so that sums up my project.
I mean, that's still pretty interesting. I kind of like that one.
So there's a whole nother project. This I did not tell you guys about this. I'm sorry, but we can go into it a little bit. I'm unemployed right now, so I have a lot of time to just research.
Yeah.
I had no idea it was happening, but there's this thing up in Siberia called people call us Joe Rogan wannabes. This is really Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan wannabe.
Well, I'm not kind of scared about what he's about to say.
I actually like that though.
Good God. Pleiostasis Park or something. It's one of the eras of ancient creatures, right? And this area in Siberia is bringing them back.
Wait.
Okay, so here's what's happening. It's actually a good idea. I was against it at first too, right? Here's what they're doing. The world is getting too hot, so the permafrost in Siberia is melting.
Okay.
Under this permafrost, it would release... There's carbon trapped under the permafrost that can't get up because the permafrost melts. Millions of years of carbon comes up. The estimated is global warming would immediately kill everyone. There'd be enough carbon to basically kill everyone within a year or so under this permafrost. So they cannot let this permafrost melt. This is way deeper than the Arctic melting. If this permafrost melts, we're fucked, basically. So what they're doing is these Russians found this way to keep the permafrost from melting. How do you do that? All the animals that used to be native to this area ran out by overhunting. A bunch of the animals are now extinct, that sort of thing. So what these Russians are doing is they boarded off this area. They're bringing in the closest living relative to the animals that used to live there and having them do things. Like they're having them live here, completely unhunted, all that sort of thing. Basically, what that's going to do is, from what I was reading on this, the permafrost during the winter, I should start with this. During the summer, the permafrost is melting. During the winter, because it's not getting cold enough anymore, the permafrost is freezing, but not enough to make up for the summer melting. Okay. So they're basically year to year, it's melting more and more, right? Okay, yeah. There's just not enough refreeze. That's because there's no animals living up here to kill the trees and trample the snow. What does killing the trees do? Naturally you think trees are good. Trees are not good because they kill everything else. Grasslands, trees kill the grasslands. Grasslands are better insulation than trees for like freezing, and the grass is a constant recycler of carbon. They make their own soil and stuff like that. So rather than the trees taking in carbon, but then when trees die, all the carbon goes back down and releases. So it's a constant cycle of carbon. You're not actually taking any carbon. Grass takes the carbon and then sinks it lower. It doesn't put it in the atmosphere. So grasslands are better than trees for reducing carbon in the air, right? So by not having animals up here, trees are able to grow, and trees don't allow the grasslands to grow. By reintroducing these animals, they're not only allowing the grasslands to grow back, which is allowing the freeze to happen, but also they're trampling the snow. Without a thick layer of snow, the ground is constantly freezing. If you have snow on top of the grass, the cold air, of course, has to go through the snow. So the snow actually is an insulator, and it stops the ground from freezing. You trample the snow, now the cold air has a direct contact with the ground. So the permafrost is coming back. So that's this park, right? But there's one part of this park that is now the new thing. Back when it was called the Mammoth Steppe. The Mammoth Steppe was the entire north part of Russia, went all the way Alaska, all the way down to the US. This was the Mammoth Steppe. It was all grasslands. How do you mimic mammoths in real life right now? Because what the mammoths do, what the scientists found out, was the mammoths were toppling trees. They were knocking over trees. Because these smaller animals, like different oxes and different horses and stuff that live up here, that are all they're all furry and stuff. So they live here in the snow. They're not big enough to topple trees. So when the permafrost was at its peak and we were the earth was in its best condition, was when mammoths were toppling over all the trees, because the mammoths are big enough to top it over. So how do you mimic mammoths? These scientists are bringing tractors over and knocking over all the trees, right? To mimic a mammoth. And now they're rebringing the mammoth back. It's a whole ethical thing. It's a whole ethical dilemma right now.
Yeah.
But they are bringing back the woolly mammoth.
Like genetically, getting their DNA.
They have DNA from a woolly mammoth, and from the bones of woolly mammoths, and then they are combining it with the is it Indian elephant or Asian elephant? I don't know. One of the elephants up there that are the closest relative of the woolly mammoth.
Yeah.
I think it's the Asian. So basically what they're doing is they're piecing anything that they don't have woolly mammoth DNA, they're piecing together with the Asian, hoping eventually the woolly mammoth will become the full woolly mammoth that used to live, basically. It's a hybrid to start, but that brings up a whole ethical thing. But I wanted to get your opinions on it because I think it's dope.
I'm sorry. I'm in deep thought right now. Cause
keep in mind,
personally, do it. Because here's one thing. I'm just sitting there listening to. I'm thinking, right? We really are. It all goes back to like the whole that scientist theory, right? Like men start fighting men and stuff. Decrease in war. We're playing God again.
Yep.
We're playing God, bringing back animals. But there's something I don't know why this reminded me, right? We're also starting to try to play God with ourselves though, because I don't know if you guys know this. I think it's like the U.S. is flying over to like Japan or somewhere over there, right? Them in Japan are going basically getting around this whole ethical like law against going against like mutating people and things like that, right? They took a monkey and implanted human DNA to it. And eventually what started happening is that the human DNA started growing inside of it, right? I think the longest lasting one, like embryo or whatever of it, was like 3 months before they had to kill it for ethical reasons, because it's not gonna just grow to one organ, which is what they're trying to do. They're trying to preserve the life of a human, make it longer and stuff, by growing these organs in these monkeys that are transportable to the humans. So again, we're playing God.
Yep.
I'm personally, so I know I got a little away from your little topic there. I'm like, okay, we doing that to the monkeys. Screw it, bring back the mammoth. Come on. I like mammoths.
What stops
anyways.
them from bringing back the dinosaurs?
Okay, so here's the thing with that, right? That's the whole ethical thing. They just want to bring back the mammoths because we cannot let the permafrost unfreeze.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. It's less about. That's why I don't think it's a big ethical issue with bringing back the mammoths, for example, because we need the mammoths or else the entire Earth is going to die.
Yeah.
Because the amount of carbon underneath this permafrost is deadly. It will 100-fold what we've already done, like carbon emission wise.
Yeah.
The carbon that's under here is millions of years worth of carbon. So we cannot let that happen. So that's the whole ethical thing. It's not like these woolly mammoths are being brought back to be killed. Their thought right now is they're bringing back enough to sustain this little part of I say little part of Siberia. It's a massive part of Siberia, but sustain this area of Siberia so that humans don't die.
Well, that's the thing, though. Okay, so let's start with this, but what stops you from doing anything else? Because circle of life, prey and predator. Eventually, what happens if eventually mammoths start too much of them?
Yeah.
You need to now introduce a predator for them.
Well, they already have the predators. They already have I didn't go into all the animals they have up there, but there's a bunch of animals. There's wolves. They have an entire ecosystem basically.
Okay.
There's like versions of horses, oxes, that sort of thing. Wolves, like bears, that sort of thing. Just to they all even each other out.
Okay.
So the mammoths are not going to ruin the ecosystem, and I'm sure they've already calculated that. Like, okay, how many mammoths can we have in here to make sure the ecosystem doesn't absolutely get overrun? But
then that brings us to another question. So how do you then stop the natural predators from killing the hybrids and stopping that project instantly?
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole nother thing with that though. It's like they even each other out.
Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, it's gonna start with a small group. What is stopping the predators from killing this small group? And then we have to start again. You have to figure a way to take out the predator temporarily to allow room enough for them to grow and expand, and then introduce the predators again.
I'm assuming they have all that figured out. Like they're going to bring in the exact amount of mammoths that is there, because there's equations for all this, carrying capacity of ecosystems and stuff like that. Okay. You bring in the perfect amount of mammoths, because the predators aren't going to be killing the mammoths very much.
Yeah.
Groups of predators can kill mammoths, but that's the whole dichotomy there. A pack of wolves can kill a mammoth. But the wolves have to grow first with killing the horses and the deer and the stuff like that. Yeah, then the wolves are big enough to start killing the mammoths. Now the mammoths start hanging out, kill all the wolves. It's like that's how the ecosystem works. There'll be influxes of everything.
Introduce the Smilodon again. Bring back the Smilodon.
So that brings up a whole nother thing, though. This is my problem.
Okay.
They're bringing all this back. Keep in mind this park. It says park, but it's no profit. It's literally just Siberia trying to make sure that human doesn't die.
Yeah.
Okay, but then what happens when capitalism gets a hold of it?
Yeah, that's true.
The U.S. goes, there's mammoths up there? Huh. I wonder if I can bring back the pterodactyl. Okay, now we turn
Jurassic.
I don't know,
World.
fucking Hawaii into Jurassic World. Okay, now we're reliving a movie. You know what I mean? Art, life imitates art. Okay, that's my whole issue. It's not my issue. Actually, isn't with this park. I think it's actually kind of necessary. Mm-hmm. What's my issue is, okay, what happens when the U.S. gets a hold of it? Because we will ruin it. Yeah. There will be a T-Rex that learns how to swim and swims all the way across and wreaks havoc.
I'm sorry, Hawaii.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's why I say, bring back the Smilodon. The Smilodon is dope. By the way, Smilodon is the saber-tooth. Saber-tooth.
See, that's the whole other thing. People are like, just bring if we're bringing back the mammoths up there. Let's just bring back the saber-tooths and the sloths so we can have Ice Age up there. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, at least.
Do you imagine those kinds of sloths?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. They were freaking massive.
Yeah, the Mesopithecus.
Yeah.
Imagine if they were fast.
Well, actually,
I'm going to be honest, the whole reason I got on this whole dinosaur, like, deep dive I did this week was I've been playing a lot of Ark.
Makes sense.
A lot of Ark. I'm
getting chased by that.
You know what? Dinosaurs are kind of sick.
Shit. They've always been sick, bro.
Oh yeah, no.
I used to watch Dino Dan growing up. That song was heat, bro.
Yeah, no. So I was like, this is kind of cool. So then I go on YouTube, and of course they're listening, and they know what you're doing at all times. So now I have a bunch of dinosaur freaking suggestion. I'm like, fine, I'll watch dinosaur videos. And now I'm in this. My entire YouTube suggested is all dinosaurs. So yeah, that's how I got on that. But this is less of dinosaurs and more of this is real life now. Yeah. Because I think they're already working on it. This isn't just like this isn't some hypothesis. Because like back then everything was bigger. But so if you're mixing the woolly mammoth, depends on what DNA they have from the woolly mammoth. If they have the DNA saying size and fur, then yeah, they'll be big. But if they have like certain features of the woolly mammoth, but they have to take the size from the Asian elephant. Asian elephants are much smaller than woolly mammoths were.
Oh yeah. But see, then that's the question to me would now be like, would that? I mean, again, you probably like you said, they probably already calculated. But like, would they be big enough, I guess, to do it? Because like you said, they're smaller.
Yeah. But the thing is, everything else that's there as well, like all the closely related horses, wolves, they are all smaller too. But these aren't the same size they used to be either. So it's a even battle, I guess.
But the thing is, it's gonna take generations upon generations. It's going to take a few decades for them to be big enough like they used to be. We might even be gone by that time.
Yeah, but elephants live a very long time.
Yeah, so like naturally, if you put an elephant in that environment, naturally they're gonna probably start to grow like the woolly mammoth. But that's gonna take way too long, which is probably why they're doing that.
That's all they need to do, right? They don't need the mammoths to be massive. Yeah. They just need them to be big enough to topple trees. Yeah. That's all they're looking. That's why they need the mammoths there, because right now they're just running tractors and tanks. These Russian scientists have decommissioned tanks from the military, and they remade them to work. And they're toppling trees with these tanks. Like, it's crazy to see.
Hold on. Give me an axe. Let me go up there, bro. I need to get strong, bro.
It is crazy to see.
But see, then that's going to change even wolves and stuff like that is going to eventually evolve to become strong enough. Because I don't even think their teeth will be strong enough or claws enough will be strong enough or like sharp enough to cut through properly on a woolly mammoth. So they're going to start evolving too. Which is going to then cause another effect for more animal evolving, which is kind of
I mean, I don't know how long this is supposed to.
Oh, you know.
Because like they might only need this for say 30 years. Yeah. And then we have a way to stop that permafrost from melting, that sort of thing.
Bye-bye, mammy.
You know what I mean? Because then you don't need them anymore. I don't know how long they plan for this to stay. Yeah. It sucks because in my research of all this, maybe this is another episode, but the reason that none of these things exist anymore isn't because they just died off. They were overhunted by humans. Like there would be a bunch of animals like this still living in Siberia and these like upper Canada, that sort of thing, if they weren't overhunted by humans. Yeah. Like there's this island right off Siberia. It was the longest a mammoth. The mammoth was there until like 1600 when the last one got killed. Like the year 1600, these mammoths like found a way to get on this remote island that no one was there until these hunters went over there and found, holy shit, there's mammoths or something, and then they killed them all. But it's like these mammoths and stuff would still be living if they weren't overhunted. Like, granted, because like nothing. That's the whole argument with all this. Nature does not change in the grand scheme of things. Nothing changed since the dinosaurs died. Nothing has really changed nature-wise. Like, the level of oxygen has been the same in the earth. Like, the reason there was big bugs and big dinosaurs was because there's more oxygen in the air.
Yeah.
But now, since the asteroid or whatever that killed the dinosaurs, oxygen levels on Earth have been the same. So all these animals could still be living, but we made them go extinct. Humans are the only thing that made them go extinct. So that's the theory with this park. If we can get this segmented area where humans are not involved at all, will it go back to what it was? I would say 100%, because I think humans are the only reason anything even changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we are the worst.
I'm sorry, but real quick though, imagine how much of a top G you gotta be to become a mammoth. That's like you imagine how hardcore though.
Well, I mean, they had entire tribes have to do it.
Yeah, but like,
because all they had was spears.
Well, yeah, like still, you mean to tell me as a rite of passage, us as a tribe, we gotta go kill that thing?
Yeah, they would kill
That
it.
thing?
They would kill it just to sell the tusks. They wouldn't even use
that's
the food.
that's the messed up part. Like, come on now.
That's the whole thing. Is like, how do you enforce nobody going over there and just killing everything just to get the I have a woolly mammoth tusk.
Yeah.
I'll put it in your house for $50 million.
Yeah. Which there's gonna be people like that, and it's gonna be a lot easier because we got more of the spears now.
Yeah.
You feel me? But like,
I don't know. It's just like, yeah, this sounds good on paper. I think it's necessary, but it's like, it's just, you know how this goes.
Yeah.
It's going to end up, we're going to start mass producing woolly mammoths so that everyone can have a woolly mammoth tusk piece on their chain. Like, that's what, Christ almighty, help us. Fuck this, like, fuck us, bro. Fuck humans.
Humans are disgusting.
We're
bro.
awful.
I hate humans, but hey, you know what though? I want a mammoth.
As sad as it is.
I want a mammoth as a pet. Raptors were in deep. They ain't scared of nothing, bro.
This is why Jurassic Park.
The Toyota Raptor? Is that what?
No, like raptors are basically the Chihuahua of dinosaurs. Let's be honest.
They can also rip your head off.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They're freaking
like,
claws.
They're the Chihuahua in the sense of they will fight and jump, piece up anybody. It don't matter who you is. But then again, it's cool.
That's what I'm saying, bro. God, Jurassic Park's gonna be a thing because the love for dinosaurs is just too high.
People like us exist.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy. But I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I keep dragging this. I apologize. But shoot, I think that's it. Y'all got anything else to say?
Hey, good episode 10, boys.
Good episode 10. Episode
Saudi
10,
Arabia.
bro.
Episode 10.
We're on double digits now.
Yep.
Smart.
And we're gonna be here for a
Good
while,
stuff,
though.
boys. We're gonna be here for a while.
We got a while before we hit triple.
Yeah, actually. But it's all good. It's all good. Well, as always, we appreciate you guys coming for the next episode. If you guys want to, feel free to send us a video or picture of you watching the show or taking a money shot. Again, this has been episode 10.